Drive up into the hills of Los Angeles. The morning fog hasn't lifted yet. The fairways are lush green, sprinklers turning on an unshakable schedule. In the distance, the city's skyline, in front of you 18 holes, and all of it belongs to someone. Owning a golf club is one of the quietest and most expensive forms of status in America. The name on the gate might change, but the promise is always the same: prestige, exclusivity, an unspoken but always hoped for solid income. This video is about what's actually behind that promise. 2. The image of the dream. The average initiation fee for a private golf club in Los Angeles is $139,571, nearly double the national average. For a club owner, that number turns into simple math. Hundreds of members, hundreds of thousands of dollars in initiation fees, plus monthly dues on top. On paper, the scenario is clean. The land is already there, the grass is already green, all you need to do is bring in members. Built on limited land in a high-value area, it's an asset that can't be replicated, which is exactly what makes it attractive to an investor. But underneath that picture is a fact that sets Los Angeles apart from other golf markets. This city sits on the edge of a desert, and that lush green grass isn't naturally there. 3. A real story. Let's give this a name. James. After years working in finance, James retired and decided to buy a mid-sized golf club near LA. The membership roster was full, the club was well known, and his advisors told him this business pays for itself. In year 1, James focused on growth: new members, a renovated clubhouse, social events. The books looked good because membership revenue came in steadily. In the second summer, a drought warning hit the region. The city restricted irrigation days and hours. The turf on James's course needed more water than usual just to hold its color, but he could no longer use water the way he wanted to. Water bills kept climbing anyway, driven up by rate increases despite the restrictions. In year 3, James had to raise wages for the crew, maintaining the course, the labor force that alone made up more than half of total expenses, because finding qualified groundskeeping staff was getting harder. Around the same time, an irrigation system failure left several holes unplayable for weeks. Members started complaining, some started leaving. In year 4, James sat down with his advisor and went back over the club's books. The projections shown when he bought the place had assumed water and labor costs would stay flat. Instead, both had climbed every single year for 4 years straight. Even with membership revenue holding steady, the expense side kept creeping up, and the profit margin narrowed year after year. His advisors had told him this business pays for itself, and technically they were right, the business was still standing. But the gap between still standing and producing the profit you expected was hiding in exactly the same place it always does, the same place it hid in the laundromat story, the same place it hid in the airbnb story. James's story is fictional, but in the real books of LA club owners, these same 3 line items: water, labor, equipment, always sit at the top in the same order. 4. The real numbers. The annual maintenance cost of a golf course starts around $500,000 for daily fee course and can climb to $1 million for a private club. In the American Southwest, where Los Angeles sits, that average rises to $1.05 million. The single biggest line item is labor. The groundskeepers, food and beverage staff, and management keeping the course running make up 50% to 60% of total expenses. The second biggest is water. Golf courses in the Southwest pay an average of $238,000 a year in water bills, more than double the national average. Depending on climate and course size, that figure can exceed $1 million at some clubs. A single 18-hole course can use up to 1 million gallons of water a day, and that's the price before a drought even hits. During the 2013-2015 drought, Los Angeles imposed a mandatory 15% cut in water use, restricting irrigation days and hours. For a course owner, that meant using less water while paying more for it. Exactly what happened to James. Golf is a $6 billion industry in California, employing roughly 130,000 people. These aren't small, niche numbers. They sit inside a massive economy. But scale doesn't reduce the risk sitting in any single club owner's books. Let's apply this to James's club. If roughly $550,000 of a $1 million annual maintenance budget goes to labor, and $230,000-$250,000 goes to water, that leaves $200,000-$220,000 for equipment, insurance, and overhead. Membership revenue only balances this equation as long as member count and dues stay flat. But if the water bill jumps 20-30% in a drought year, you either raise dues or eat the margin. Both risk losing members. 5. Why is IT so expensive? So what makes a golf club this unpredictable? First, climate risk. Keeping a course green in a dry region like Los Angeles is a constant fight against nature, and that fight doesn't cost the same every year. Second, regulatory risk. When a drought is declared, cities can restrict water use. A club owner can't control this, only comply with it, and compliance usually costs more. Third, labor dependency. Running a course professionally requires a steady, skilled crew. If that crew shrinks, course quality drops. If quality drops, members leave. If members leave, revenue drops, a self-feeding cycle. Fourth, aging equipment and infrastructure. Irrigation systems, mowers, drainage, these are constantly needed, easily overlooked, and hugely expensive line items. As in James's club, these four risks rarely arrive alone. A drought hits, the water bill rises, equipment breaks down at the same time, and members feel it. Running a golf club isn't a fixed income model, it's a risk portfolio that needs constant rebalancing. There's a fifth risk too, and maybe the least talked about: reputational risk. A restaurant can have a bad night, an Airbnb can get a bad review, those are recoverable. But if a golf course turns brown for a season, that image sticks in members' memory. And the club's prestige, value, the actual foundation of its pricing, erodes fast. 6. Documentary tone. Owning a golf club in Los Angeles is still prestigious, still a coveted investment. But underneath that prestige is a truth most buyers never see. This business isn't as stable as the color of its grass. The water bill is at the mercy of the climate. The labor force comes from an increasingly shrinking pool. And membership revenue is so tied to course quality that a single bad summer can rewrite the balance sheet. Every story on this channel is really asking the same question. What numbers, what risks, actually hold up a place that looks perfect from the outside? The question to ask before buying a golf club isn't how many members does it have, it's how is this region going to manage its water over the next 10 years? Next video, we're looking at a different story. This channel exists to test every great from the outside place or business idea against the real numbers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy.